Hey everybody, welcome to Localite. Good to see you again. John Compton here, and I've got a very interesting guest on the show today. Somebody who does stunts for movies, wrecks cars, and is also a resident of the Gorge. So I'd like to introduce you to James Smith. And James, good seeing you, nice meeting you. So,
likewise.
Yeah, well,
good
tell
to be
me.
Here.
Yeah, great. Well, we're glad to have you. So tell me a bit about your profession and what it is exactly that you do. It sounds very exciting.
Well, I'm a car guy.
Okay.
I can either restore them or I can wreck them, and I do both.
Okay.
My brother and I restored Dodge Chargers primarily. We got in thick with the General Lee crowd from the Dukes of Hazzard television series.
Oh, really?
And we have customers that order a exactly correct to the episode General Lee. That's a 69 Dodge Charger. So we restore the car, take a Dodge Charger and restore it completely from one end to the other, and all new interior, new wiring, drivetrain, and build it to whatever they desire, whatever engine combination, brakes, so on and so forth, and make it look just like the car that was on the TV series. So as I got hooked up with the stuntmen and cast and crew from the Dukes of Hazzard, I got in with the stunt people, which kind of took me a different direction from just being a car guy and being a mechanic to actually working at stunt shows, live shows, and then getting into motion picture.
So what is it that you actually are doing when you're like on set? What is it? A stuntman? Are you jumping out of buildings and doing that kind of stuff, or? I
prefer to do less than 50-foot falls. There's a lot of stunt performers out there that are just fabulous. They can do 100-foot, 200-foot falls into airbags. They're amazing. I'm not as much of a gymnast, so I've done some falls, 30 feet, 40 feet into airbags.
Okay.
I would prefer to do the automobile stuff.
So let's talk about that. How do you wreck a car on purpose and safely do it?
90% preparation.
Okay.
Roll cage, if it's going to be a stunt that goes high into the air, if the car's flipping over and landing possibly on its roof, well, that's going to cave the roof in. I've done some stunts where I had no roll cage at all, but I do the math and do a lot of preparation to know how far I can go with the car. For instance, if I'm jumping a car, say 70 or 80 feet, and landing it, if the car lands on its side or on its roof and rolls over, I have an escape plan to keep me from getting decapitated or hit on the head real hard.
Now, do you go to school for this? I mean, how do you learn to do that?
Work with professional stuntmen is the best way to become a professional stuntman.
Okay. And so that happened for you with Dukes of Hazzard?
Yes. Okay. Working with Russell Solberg and Corey Eubanks and Alan Wyatt Jr., Tom Sarmento. All those guys worked on the original series of Dukes of Hazzard and went on to work on the A-Team and Knight Rider and Fall Guy and all my favorite shows from the 80s, crashing cars every day.
Who hires you? I mean, like, there's probably not agents that represent stunt people, or is there?
Yes, they do. I've got a few different agents that have my name in their book, really? And if somebody comes and says, "Hey, we're doing a commercial, we need a stunt coordinator to make sure everything's safe, make sure actors are safe, and perform this stunt, whether it be a skateboard or a bicycle or a car crashing into another," I can be there and either perform the stunt and or coordinate it to make sure that everything works safely for them.
Okay. So then, are you self-employed and they hire you as a freelancer?
Right, exactly, yes. I work freelance. I'll work many different areas. Sometimes I'm flying to the East Coast working in the NASCAR Dash Series, ISCARs, which is the International Sport Compact Auto Racing.
So what do you do for them?
Randy, who bought the Goodies Dash Series from NASCAR and named it ISCARs, he flies me back to drive a car on two wheels around the track for mid-show entertainment. When they're between races, they race a 75-lap race. I come out and drive a car on two wheels around the track on two wheels and have a guy standing on top of it while I'm doing it. And then they race another segment of racing, and then I come out and jump a car and crash it into some other cars.
Okay, so that the person standing up on the car while you're driving around the track on two wheels, is that what they refer to as like ski car or car skiing or something like that?
Me driving on two wheels is skiing a car.
Okay.
The car on two wheels itself is a ski car.
Okay.
That's the slang term for it that they come up with in the 50s.
So the guy then that's standing up on top, is that ever you? I mean, do you ever do those kinds of things?
I haven't found anyone yet to drive the car.
Yeah, you haven't trusted anyone yet to drive the car.
Exactly.
And you do that just every year?
I do it throughout the year. I think I was in Charlotte, North Carolina last year, probably 10 times.
Really?
I fly about every 2 weeks throughout the whole summer.
Okay. How often are you out of the gorge on an average?
Well, in the summertime, starting in the next couple weeks, about every 2 weeks, I'm out of the gorge working on the East Coast or go to LA some for film work.
Yeah, I was curious how much you work down there. Do you spend quite a bit of time when you're on set somewhere, like for instance in Los Angeles?
I can. I spent a week on a show. Typically, since I'm a specialized stuntman and doing car stunts, ski car stuff typically is my calling card. There's a lot of really qualified and really talented stunt guys that can jump a car, so they wouldn't necessarily call me for that. I have gotten calls to do that, but they'll hire a local person typically, like in LA. Now, if it's one of my friends, they may call me and say, "Hey, come down and help us with this project."
Okay.
But I'll typically be brought out, like to Vegas or to LA, to put a car on 2 wheels and drive it through the tunnel.
Well, I want to talk to you a little bit about your movies, but we got to take a quick break. And so don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to find out there's some pretty high-profile movies this guy's worked on. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.